Welcome back to Pirate Adventures.
Oh,
Now, where we left off, the players luckily did not kill their lovely friend Zoro and
so tempting.
killed the doppelganger assassin instead, finding out that Old Man Nevin had a little piece of information that apparently the fleet was particularly interested in, though Old Man Nevin was never the original target, but No-Eyed Bill seemed to escape their grasp yet again. Where we left off, exactly, you were in the lobby. Captain Jean Javelou went up the stairs to retrieve your reward. Now, while you're waiting, essentially all you're going to see is the guards are beginning to remove the body and clean up the lobby area, and the gates are still currently shut. Is there anything you guys want to do while you wait, or...?
Could I harvest anything out of a doppelganger? Probably not, I'd imagine.
Do you want to do a
Yeah, do a check.
nature check?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what's worth anything?
Yeah.
Gruzeel, it's a man. You can't.
It's a creature. It's a creature.
I'm going to say to Gruzeel, if you take his away, does the doppelganger consume the clothes as well? Like the exact same outfit.
So the doppelganger's entire illusion is clothes based as well. So technically he's just like a fleshy humanoid shape at the moment.
I'm going to say to Gruzeel, if you take your doppelganger's clothes, you can look like Zoro for the day.
I'd rather not. I got his nature. Did you say? 17.
17. Okay, you know that doppelgangers generally, because of the type of being they are, they're not really very interesting to many people harvesting organs wise. There will be a select few that will be interested in their blood and a little bit of their skin.
Okay. I will speak to. I don't really have anything to put it in. I suppose I can take the skin at least. I'll go to one of the guards sort of tending to the bodies and ask them, I don't suppose I could take some of his blood and skin. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to need it, are you?
You want to what?
You see, what happens is, inside our body, there's this flowing liquid.
Yeah, no. I got that, but that's disgusting. This is. I mean, it's got a face. Like,
Well, it doesn't anymore.
how can
it's
you
just-
do that?
I mean, everything's got a face. Even monsters have a face.
I don't understand. Next to him, also on the body, is kind of Bert, and he just kind of said, like, is looking at you, looking at the other guard, and kind of looking at you, being like, I don't really care if you do. But the other guard is very much unsure about you taking parts away from this creature.
I mean, do you need it for anything?
I mean,
Gruzeel, let him bury the thing. Come on.
I mean, I'm not going to take all of it. I'm going to take some of it.
roll
No,
persuasion.
Alright.
With disadvantages, Kethra's also saying against this.
God damn it.
Tell you what, Gruzeel. If the reward from
Crap.
the captain is rubbish, you can try. But I mean, what are you gonna get off it? No one's gonna want to buy that kind of crap.
You'd be surprised.
You're only just able to manage to sell the hooves to one person.
Yeah? So I've got a 100% success rate.
Only took him 1 day.
Took you all day to get. How are you even guarantee the skin's gonna be okay enough to survive?
We treat it. You put it in salt, and it stays fresh.
And you think the captain's gonna allow you to use the salt store
I can only
to
ask.
keep it fresh?
I can always ask. If he's not interested, I don't keep it. At least I give him the option.
Alright.
So I'm still getting disadvantage, I assume.
Yeah, you're still getting disadvantage.
5. I got 17, and then I rolled a 5.
Oh,
So 5.
he's literally just like, no, I'm not letting you do that. That's wrong on so many levels. You need help. Like, you need serious help. Talk to your friends and find yourself some help.
I harvest creature parts and sell them. That's what my trade was. And that's what I'm good at.
Yeah, that's great and everything, buddy, but I'd say you can go ahead and do that anywhere else, but on this vessel, no.
That's fine. Was just a question.
Out the corner of your eye, you can see Bert on the sly is trying to draw some blood from this creature.
Oh, nice. I will not draw attention to that.
Okay.
Because obviously if I look at him, then obviously...
So you see he gets like 1 or 2 drops into like this vial. No,
Nice.
not this vial. Like this little water skin thing that he's got on him. And then you see that he manages to get like a fairly decent skin graft off.
Nice.
And he pockets it and he winks at you. And he just sort of nods his head towards the front door of where you came in.
Okay. So I'll just say to the guard, well, keep up the good work, guard. And then I'll head to that door.
Yeah, thanks. Come on, Bert, we need to lift this thing. And they pick it up and take it away. Is there anything anybody else wants to do?
I'm happy.
Tell you what, Gruzeel.
Mm-hmm.
Since you aren't really that successful with skinning this thing, how much money would you think you would have got anyway from it?
Well, depends really. There's collectors and there's none. If you go for a normal average Joe, they probably wouldn't even buy it. Things like doppelganger blood and doppelganger skin, you have to find the right seller. But
Assume you had the right seller for some skin. How much would you get?
do I know this number?
You don't know this number, but you estimate probably, a small skin patch for an alchemist or someone who's trying to make like a particular potion. You might find if they really need it, good 20, 25 gold maybe.
Blood probably similar, I guess.
Yeah, blood is similar, but it does a little bit more, so you could probably get more like 30 for it.
Well, you see, spellcasters, they're crazy people. They need all sorts of ingredients and creepy crap. Especially blood and skin. Blood especially. I think once I wasn't a doppelganger, I was a shapeshifter. Another kind of shapeshifter. Their blood and skin went for a good 60 gold for the pair.
Okay. Well, since Zoro was the last person to shapeshift, I think he owes you some of that. Why didn't you say Zoro?
Look, right, I don't know you nothing. I killed that thing. You all saw it. I killed it.
You killed it.
To be fair,
Oh,
isn't our prize money really have to go to the captain and he divvies it up? It's really up to him who gets what.
Yeah, he can take my money. I don't really care. Just as long as everybody knows that I killed it. It's my fame, my bounty, right? Cool. Yeah.
I mean, I hit it once, but okay.
I'm pretty sure I did the most damage to it, to be fair.
But who got the killing blow? Let's remember that, right?
Who figured out it was the right one? I think the more fame should go to the person who were able to figure out which doppelganger was the right one.
You can get a little bit of fame, I suppose, for being able to figure out, it obviously was me. I mean, no one can be more Zoro than Zoro, right? And
I mean, I came up with the plan. I came up with the idea to like.
I don't know, Zoro. I think I preferred that guy, actually.
yeah,
It really tore me. Because he actually was willing to agree with me. And,
you made me laugh,
and
Kethra.
actually,
You know you'd
that
miss
was
me.
Correct.
You love me. It's okay. I know. It's fine. I get it. It's totally fine.
To be fair, a shapeshifter would be really handy.
See, Gruzeel, why'd you have to tell me it was was like that, we could have killed the actual Zoro and we had a good guy.
Well,
in his
I
place.
didn't tell you who to kill. I just told you how you identify them. It was really
Look,
up
I
to
don't
you
need to hear
after
this
that.
slander anymore. Okay, this is ridiculous. I killed the thing. I'm the best. We all know I killed the thing. We all saw it. It was amazing. It was a feat, unbelievable. I'm gonna go take a
Actually,
drink
Zoro,
while I let you all ponder on it.
actually,
Okay.
Zoro, how did it get your sword?
What?
Yes,
Look,
I was
it-
wondering about that too.
It
How did it get
surprised
yourself?
me, but I don't quite remember. I think it blacked me out. Probably used
It
some
got-
stupid
it got the
magic
better
or
of you.
something.
So the great Zoro was bettered by a doppelganger.
Well,
Great.
when you
Can
use
hear
sneaky
that,
tactics
people?
and you don't fight, front in front, it's not fair, is it?
Great Zoro, with such a high bounty of knowledge, bettered by a mere doppelganger, which we weakened very easily with just a mere number of bullets. How great can said Zoro be? It's
Look, right, if you're gonna
There's a sh-
use shady tactics to fight me, then fair enough. But I'm a man who likes to fight face on face. So if he got around that using potions and whatever else to fake me out, then right. Point is, I'm gonna go take a drink now. No need for this. I'll also go tell the captain just how great a job we all did. Mainly me.
how can you go and the gate's still shut, Zoro?
Just gonna go to the front gate and he's just like, I'll wait.
I'm pretty sure the captain would like the gold first, Zoro, before he hears anything else.
Stories are great, and this is a hell of a story. A story of how the great Zoro cut down the doppelganger assassin with a single blade swipe. It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was beautiful.
Sure.
It's alright, I suppose.
At this point, Captain Jean Javelou begins to walk down the stairs, and before he comes straight to you, he starts looking around the area of where the dead bodies had happened and looking at the cleanup job, and he says, "Yes, I suppose this will have to do. The other guests can probably come down now. God, you may lift the gates. Now, for all of you, I'm not entirely sure what some of you are interested in, but you, Monsieur Tortle?"
Yes, sorry, might be weird.
Monsieur Tortle, I believe, according to my staff, you are very interested in something like this. And he pulls out a sack and he hands it to you.
Sir, I am blessed.
It's a sack. I mean, we have sacks.
A magical sack, my friend.
No,
You
it's
will
a
see.
Is it like my sack?
look in the sack. The sack is not magical.
Oh,
I was bearing the lead for my friend. You see, I know full well what's in here.
Oh, good. Okay, that is fine. So I figured I should give you all equal amounts. So I gave him that much in his required item. I have 50 gold to be split between two of you, and I also have two special things that I can give you.
what are the things?
What's the special things?
Well, one of them is a free pass to my entire ship, where you will be able to access the upper decks, the rooms, and you will also have your own room here, should you choose to want it at some point.
Is that in perpetuity or just one night?
You have done a great service here. I have not had to deal with the matter in a long time, and I cannot deny your assistance. So it is a 7-day pass.
No. And the last thing?
And the last thing is unlimited drinks at the room of your choice.
Is that for all time? Or is that...
Tonight only. I still have a business to run.
Sounds like a Zoro thing, that does.
This sounds like
What
a
did someone
wonderful
say?
deal.
Unlimited drinks.
You don't deserve anything. You go talk to the
I
captain.
killed it. I deserve.
Go tell it to
everything.
the captain then. Go on.
That man is offering unlimited drinks. I think I'll follow him.
Then I'll go.
So
to
I-
the captain what happened.
Would you like to decide who is going to have these unlimited drinks?
You can
I'll
have-
pass on that.
We'll let Zoro have the unlimited drinks.
Yes, too kind, too kind. I think that's only fair. A just reward for me, right? Okay. And he walks through and he says, yes, I will. Here you go. And he gives him a little card and just says, just hand that to the bar staff. I have to say, though, you are not. Well, the lounge is not as interested in your company in particular. You might be more comfortable in some things like the jazz lounge, the jazz club, or the shanty tavern. He's like, no, I'm going to the lounge. I'm going to the lounge. I like that place. And he goes up the stairs and he goes into the lounge. He hands him his card, basically. Well, that
Zoro's
is,
really here, isn't it?
That's great. Okay. Anywho, so who would like the pass for the single night? The 7 days. Apologies. I must also say that if you happen to come by and you only want to use 1 night and save your other 6 for another time, that is also okay.
I'll have the gold, please.
That is 20. So he starts counting out. That is 25 for you.
I could probably use the gold more than the room.
Do you have any arguments to your elvish friend?
No, I'll take the pass. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I shall give the gold to you, Monsieur Dragonborn, and you, Monsieur Alarias. There you go. There is the pass. Just trust me, do not lose it, and keep it on you whenever you come here. You'll be welcomed as a guest. Alarias, when you get handed this, you immediately notice that up the stairs towards the lounge, it actually goes to a banister that you didn't see before, and there are staircases that go either side. And while you're noticing this, there are people beginning to come down and feed into the lounge and walk down and feed into the jazz club and the shanty tavern, and it seems like it's now become open for everybody. And you all hear the clunking of chains as the gates are beginning to be reeled up.
Well, I've had enough excitement for one evening. I don't know about you lot.
Me too. Shall we go tell the captain?
Might as well.
What's going on?
Yes, before you go, do send my regards to your captain and tell him that if he sends some more people to enjoy in the festivities, that is most welcome. But to make sure that nobody starts any more trouble. As kind as you all are, I would rather not have any more issues.
We didn't cause any issues.
It
Look,
wasn't our problem.
I
We
understand, but
solved your issues.
there are certain things about luck and people and bad vibes, and I apologize, but some of you have that feeling. When that Zoro character passed me, I could swear I felt a certain darkness to him.
He hasn't bathed in a while. I think that could be what it is.
Perhaps, I must say, my senses are not so used to being down here most of the time. I am on the helm or above.
Very well. Thank you for your hospitality, I suppose.
I am glad you have had a good evening. I understand that I have told him it is unlimited drinks, but I would recommend that somebody comes pull him out of here at some point.
I'm sure Kethra wouldn't mind. Ruining his fun.
I've got plenty of ideas, don't you worry.
Okay, excellent. I shall now attend to my other guests. Thank you for your cooperation and your help. I hope you feel you are very well rewarded. This has been the Dreamboat, and goodbye.
Thank you, Captain
Jean Javelou.
John Javeler.
Jean Javelou.
That's what I said. John Javelin.
Javelin John.
No, never mind. Never mind. I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll at least head back to the ship, and then I want the rest of the guys to do.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
go
you're
back to
gonna
the
head back to the ship.
Yep.
Gruzeel heading back to the ship.
Yep.
Tortle, Tim, and Alarias.
Yep, back to the ship is good.
Ship.
Yeah.
Alarias.
Ship. Yep. Debrief.
Anything else you want to do? No.
No.
Check with all of you. Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Back to the ship. So, Bloodbeard's just kind of waiting on deck, sitting on a barrel amongst multiple. There are now multiple extra barrels on deck. Probably too much stock underneath in the lower decks, and he's sitting on one and he's looking at you all as you board, going, "Right. So I've been coming to this place for, I don't know, quite a few years now. You lot come here on your first night and get involved in some kind of murder?"
Well, we helped. Not the murder, we helped solve the murder.
I'm pretty sure Zoro did it. To be fair.
You know,
Aye.
it was a doppelganger.
Where is Zoro?
Getting pissed.
We best be making tracks.
He is at the bar getting free drinks for everybody on the ship.
Oh, yeah, is he? Well,
Yeah.
that'll make him a few more friends on this vessel.
So yeah, Captain. In fact, we were all rewarded to some extent, and you can have my reward. And I hand him the share of 25 gold.
The full 25?
Mhm.
And he looks at it and he goes, "All right, I'll put it in the treasury. That works for me. Good on you, Kethra."
That reminds me, I got that as well. Here's the 25 that I received.
I know, this is what I talk about. This is good crew mentality.
Oh, and before I forget,
All in sharing in the wealth.
you remember the nightmare we fought?
Oh, yes, I remember
Well,
that story and
I
all that happening.
I cut the hooves off and I sold them. So here's the what's it called? The money I got from that, and I'll pass over the 65.
Aye, that's quite a fair amount of money. You made money off such things before?
Yeah, it's what. See, I own a company. It's called From There to Here, and basically, our main task is to procure supplies from various places.
Aye.
That includes things like harvesting parts from monsters, selling them, and so on and so forth.
You've never mentioned this company before, my friend.
Yeah. You're a businessman, Gruzeel.
Yeah, I run my own business.
Could you teach us? Our economic skills are not the best.
Speak for yourself.
Especially mine. Yes, my people. They had no concept of money.
I can give you a few pointers. Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
Aye, all right. Well, if you find yourself noticing any particularly worthy creatures of RI, don't forget to let me know. I'd be happy to find ourselves a little bit of extra income, if you know what I mean.
Of course, Captain. The only thing, I need a couple of things. You see, as I've explained to you before, I don't think I come from here.
Right.
And, I think I need to learn a bit about the creatures you have in this planet. I don't even know what your planet's called. We never really discussed that. But
Aye, what's a planet?
this planet. This world we're on. This place.
Well, this place is called Flood. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can see the name. That.
Aye, well, since the Flood, that's what people took to calling it.
Oh, okay.
Nobody really knows what it used to be called.
I see. But, in case there are creatures here that I've not had in my own world, in my own back home, I would like to have the opportunity to study creatures you have here.
Alright then. That's grand of you. Very nice of you to try to better yourself and all that. And he looks over to Kethra and he's just kind of giving you the eye of, is this guy for real? Is he really talking to me about this right now?
Tell you what, Captain. We should let you know that I'm pretty disappointed in Zoro.
Aye, why is that now?
Well, you know how he claims to be such a good fighter.
Aye.
Well, he. I, I feel fairly uncomfortable mentioning it, really, but when the doppelganger happened, you see, he got subdued and got knocked unconscious by it, and we had to save his life. All four of us here had to chip in and save it, and the poor man, that's probably the real reason why he's off drinking, is drowning his sorrows from the fact that he got knocked unconscious, trying to forget the day. But we told him that he landed the killing blow, but that's just so that he wasn't going to be overcome with grief.
I mean, he did kill it, but yeah.
Exactly, Gruzeel. That's exactly what we told him. Well done.
That's a deception check. Gruzeel
Yeah,
definitely put you off there. You were doing really well.
Gruzeel's scratching his head, going, that doesn't sound okay.
That does, Gruzeel. You're not going to sell me down the riverboat.
If I got disadvantaged, he must get disadvantaged. That deception.
Hey, that's cruel.
You gave me disadvantage on me trying to get something.
His argument was so good that I wasn't going to make him roll for it, and the fact that you just did that means he now has to roll for it.
It's in character.
Yeah, exactly.
We should tell them about the ghost ship, right?
Yeah, well, that's
man,
on there.
I
Yeah.
was getting to that.
Is that what we're getting there?
You're getting there.
In a minute.
We're still ratting on
Get
Zoro
the
at the
important
moment.
stuff out of the way
Yeah,
first.
Yeah, get the shit out first, and then we can move on to that. Okay, what'd you get?
15.
Be right back a sec.
What'd you get, sorry?
15.
Oh, did he now? That doesn't quite sound like him. I've seen him in a few fights before, and he didn't fare that badly. I was told that he did pretty well for in the nightmare fight, saving Alarias and all that.
I mean, that's what he says again before, but you got sucked in a butthole. I mean, again,
No.
again.
He did save my life. He carried his weight with the nightmare.
And alright for a second here, Kethra. No, I don't mind if you feel a little animosity to the lad and whatnot, but if you lie to me about what happens in events again, I'll run you through.
Lie? I'm telling you the truth, Captain. You got overwhelmed by this changing creature.
Alarias, what happened? Exactly.
Well,
Ketra's giving you evils.
I mean, we didn't even see this. We didn't see Zoro being overwhelmed. We saw them
He
both
lost
come
his
out of the
sword,
bathroom.
goddammit.
Yeah, we don't know how he got overwhelmed. He seems to think it was via magic, but
All we really saw is that both the doppelganger, looking like Zoro, and Zoro flew out of the bathroom, each holding
Yeah.
only one of Zoro's swords.
Right, and out of their curiosity, did Zoro end up unconscious?
We didn't see him unconscious.
no. No.
Right. Kethra, I have 2 rules on my ship. If you're not gonna be honest, that's fine. But if you're not gonna be honest with me as the captain, that's not alright. Now you're
Oh,
new, so I'm happy for this to be a warning to you. And especially considering you immediately gave me all your gold. I'm absolutely happy for this to just be a warning. Agreed.
Fine.
Then we have an accord. Now, most of me other deckhands and whatnot are pretty tired from lugging all the load of our new stuff. As you've all been, well, uninvolved in such a matter, I need one of yous to stay on deck with Salvador for this night's ride. We're sailing south. Got a few things to pick up.
Captain,
Aye.
do we have paper?
Aye, we got lots of paper.
Can I have some, please?
sure, usually I'd say Alarias deal with it, but Salvador has been taking care of most of the stuff at the moment. I'm sure he can get you some paper.
Awesome. One last thing.
Aye.
I spoke to a fella in one of the rooms that was playing music. I can't remember what it was called. He tells me about someone called No-Eyed Bill. I don't know if you've ever heard of him in this.
No-Eyed Bill.
Yeah.
Boy, that man's a legend, a mystery. No one's seen but one-eyed. No, sorry. No one's seen No-Eyed Bill since, well, I ain't seen him for the last decade.
I see. Well, apparently I met one of his crew, and he was telling me about this ghost ship of theirs.
Aye.
Belonged to Captain Cranula.
Aye, lad.
I can't, something like that. Something Crossbones. And,
Crossbones, you say?
yes. And
You
apparently...
see he's visibly wide-eyed.
And apparently they have a ghost ship that only... I think it only shows in moonlight. And apparently it's defended by a ghost, but there's treasure on there.
Treasure, you say?
Yeah.
And
Apparently...
crossbones.
yeah,
You sure it was crossbones?
Yeah, Captain Cranula.
If it was crossbones, it would have been Captain Crenulous Crossbones, lad.
That sounds about right. That sounds right. Yes,
Who had the
I do.
Kethra's gonna say it. He's got there's a diary paper piece.
Oh yeah, that's this one. I got the coordinates of where the ship is or was at least.
He snatches it off you,
Yes, yes. Yeah.
and he looks at it. He's like, "Oi, right, come with me."
Okay.
And he brings you into his captain's quarters.
Okay.
So in his captain's quarters, there's a nice hammock that's hooked between two sort of posts at the very end, just by the window at the back of the ship. In the middle, there's a very large table, and out on the top of it is a map.
Nice. Ah.
Are we all in the captain's quarters?
You are all in the captain's quarters. This is my own drawing of a map, so apologies. I don't know if I can.
Look at the corners. It's even worn. That's great.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
teabag.
Like
Great
tea
trick.
stains, yeah.
Right. So, according to this, that ghost ship should be right around. If I'm the right.
Not a
Now
lot.
I've just realised my image is on the wrong layer.
There's not a lot of land on this in this flood of yours, is there?
No, that's why most of us decide to live on ships or the small pieces of land that are available.
Oh.
I actually once heard of one fella who decided that he was going to try to make himself breathe underwater, but I don't know how well that went.
Probably not well.
No, pretty unlikely. Now, according to your charts, what we're looking for is right around here.
Where are we?
We are just below Bosty.
Bosty. Ah,
Oh,
this.
sorry,
We're right near the
not
middle.
below. We're just north of Bosty.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Now, this was a map that we managed to take off of the fleet. I'm
Do we
sure
have to- do
there's
we have to,
more
like,
on this
bypass-
world, but it ain't mapped out yet.
Do we have to bypass this monster thing? What's this?
No, that's not. That's just design.
That-
People like to put
Looks
things.
hideous.
There are likely creatures or such in those waters, but I don't know how dangerous they'll actually be.
Oh, I see. That's very misleading.
I understand, but it's kind of just a little subtle warning of there are bigger beasts in such parts of the ocean, but
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
necessary that you're going to find them.
Sets the mind running, you see.
I see.
Aye, but
Suppose
I didn't
the real
make this
fear
map.
is if the creature finds you, not you find the creature.
Aye,
That
that
is
be true. Now,
if this is true and we're about, I'd say we're probably just about here.
Oh,
Sorry, out here.
right.
And that's where he's pointing his finger on the map. So he sort of looks at it and he goes,
Aye, we got maybe a couple weeks travel ahead of us. Full sail.
We should also say, Captain, we have reason to believe the scimitar artifact is there.
The scimitar. Aye, when he said crossbones, I thought it might be. There have been theories and suspicions that the curse that befell Captain Crenulus Crossbones' crew wasn't actually because of anything more than the fact that he had the skeletal scimitar, and that it had minor factors that kind of implemented him in such a thing. But I'd say, if that's the case,
and he brings out his scroll, a scroll from his, and rolls it out, and it's the scroll that you found on the very odd island that meant that you couldn't use your magical abilities on it. And he looks at it and goes,
that means that one of these things is that artifact. Which means that if the scimitar can be translated in whatever way, and perhaps someone could find out the language that this is written in, we can translate it.
and he's mainly talking to Alarias at this point, because, you know, Alarias is his buddy.
Oh, remember the whole murder thing?
Aye.
You may want to know that the fleet are interested in it, and that's kind of who killed the dude to get these coordinates. So
And you wanted to tell me now?
well,
You didn't think that that might be interesting while you were telling me out there?
well, you
We've been
asked me to
through an
come in
awful
here,
lot.
and you know I didn't want to interrupt
I
you.
understand, but you think that would be important? That
Well,
the man you spoke to is also the man that got murdered?
Captain, we don't want to worry the crew about, you know, talking about the fleet too much around them.
That's
We
true.
want to keep this on the down low. You know, can't
Yes.
get the crew going crazy on this.
I can kind of understand your meaning, but I wouldn't worry about it. They've all had hand-ins with the fleet, some of them from the fleet before.
Oh,
Right. I'll say this. We need to set sail straight away. And we need to make for that land, that mark. So it only appears at night, you say?
yeah, in full moonlight.
Right. The fleet are after it as well. There's no time to lose. We might have caught them off guard by taking this information now, but they might find it somewhere else.
Well, it also depends if the assassin was able to communicate with them beforehand,
So,
because he had the piece of paper on him with the coordinates, and you know,
right.
there's magic that lets you talk to people over, like, you know, far away.
I've heard of it, aye. Right, I need one of yous to stay on the helm with Salvador and sail this ship in the right direction. Which one of yous is it gonna be?
I'll do it.
Aye, Kethra. So for the night, or at least some of it, and someone else to take over halfway through.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh,
I don't mind.
go on,
Right.
Gruzeel.
Gruzeel, that's fine. How are all your map skills and your navigation?
I mean, you know, we have to. I'm more of a tracker than I am a map reader.
Aye, but if I gave you a heading, would you think you'd be able to follow it?
Sure, like that way.
Right. Have you
Yes.
ever read the stars for direction?
But they don't spell anything.
Aye. Alarias, you're gonna stay up there with Salvador on
Yeah.
the second side of watch. Gruzeel, I think perhaps you need a few more sailing days before I put that kind of responsibility on you.
True, I've only really been on a boat for like. Before I came here, I was only been on a boat for 2 weeks. That's pretty much my experience.
This
You
is pretty much
landlubber.
my experience.
Huh?
You landlubber.
Well, you see, where I came from, we couldn't really travel the sea.
Alright, I don't care.
Okay.
Kethra, how are you with navigation and such?
I've travelled ships before.
Perfect. And Alarias, hopefully you haven't lost that part of your memory.
We'll soon find out.
Aye. Well, hopefully Salvador will be alright with the navigation he's been given. Okay. Right, you two on deck. You other two are
Do we need
go
go?
to sleep and whatever else.
Do we need to grab Zoro or?
Aye, yeah,
He can't
that's a
leave
good
there.
point. Got so wrapped up, I've been looking for these artifacts for a while.
Might be quite difficult to draw him away from free alcohol.
Aye, you're pretty strong, aren't you?
And he's pointing to Tortle Tim.
Yes, I am mighty.
He's
Aye,
jacked.
right. You go grab him, drag him back here. I don't care if he's kicking and screaming. Drag him hard.
I'll do what I can.
Alright.
Okay, and sort of waves you out of his quarters. Do you all leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say to him though, you have very nice quarters, Captain. It's very
Aye,
nice.
thank you. That's usually what happens when you're the captain. Get out.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys come out, Tim, are you gonna go get Zoro?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a couple of things.
I'll probably go speak to Salvador and acquire my notepad and whatever I need to write with.
Okay,
Did we decide
You-
pencil or I don't know if pencils are a thing?
so it would just be sort of like like a kind of a rod of lead that's been sharpened at one end.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about ink supply.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, so you can have that quite fine, happily.
Cool.
Excuse me. So if you go to Salvador, he'll give you that fine, and if you ask him for some salt as well, he'll say that's fine, that you can have that as well. As they've just restocked, he's pretty happy to give out supplies.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the salt for the skin, and I've got the vial for the blood, I assume.
Mm.
So I need to.
So in that
down.
vial, you've only got like maybe a few mil. No, not a few mil. Like a 10 or 20 mil, maybe.
20 ml of doppelganger blood. Cool.
Tim, as you go back into the dreamboat, it's a lot more bustling now. There's a lot more people. There are people feeding in and out of different plate of rooms. So you find that when you get into the lounge, there's a lot more people in there, but it's very quiet. Matilda's back on stage singing again.
Mhm.
You didn't meet Matilda, but the others did.
Did not.
Tiefling lady with horns and red dress.
He's
Nice
just
looking. You see that Zoro is at the bar, and the bar particularly is incredibly empty.
Oh no, he scared it all off.
And you see he's kind of leaning on an elbow, and he's got like a martini glass with a very small amount of green liquid left in this. And you can just hear him say, "This stuff, it's just great. It's great. It's almost as great as I am. It's great."
Mr. Zoro,
Ah, yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Zoro, I've been saying we will soon be departing.
Ah, you need me.
Of
Course.
Yes.
Yes.
We were told you were going to bring free booze back for the ship.
I am. Because
Yes.
I am a hero.
Yes,
Heroes do. I am a great
Heroes-
swordsman.
Yes,
Sir.
do go on.
I want your finest wines for my crew. Sir, the unlimited. It says unlimited. That's unlimited.
Yes, we would like the limit.
Okay. And the guy just goes, "If I give it to you, if I give it to you, are you going to are you going to depart soon?" "Yes, we're going now. I need it to leave." "Yes, of course. Just give me just a moment. I'll make up a few more of those cocktails for you, just in preparation for your trip." "Yeah, that's right. You do that. You're swell. You're a great guy. You're gonna see that bounty symbol. I promise you. You're gonna have a poster of me on that wall, and it's gonna say, "Huge bounty,
Yes.
huge,
Yes, yes, sorry, yes, yes.
massive."
Tim leafs through his notes. He asks.
Tim, are you drinking? No, wait,
Yes.
we're leaving. Oh, right.
Tim asks the bar lady if she can create some. Is it fire resistance? The one that he had at the other bar.
He called it his fire de resistance.
Fire resistance. Tim's fire resistance.
No, I believe that's actually a specialty of downstairs. I was never able to quite. He likes to keep his ingredients secret, and this kind of crowd isn't much for flaming drinks, if you understand my meaning.
It's more elusive than I thought. Come on, Zoro. We need to make haste.
Yes, goodbye.
Dragging him by
Lovely
the dragging him
time,
out by
and,
the
and he's
arm.
just sliding wine bottles over to the side, and this just bottle of this green liquid. And Zoro just grabs the green liquid and like swipes a bunch of the wine and says, "You're a good man. Great. Not the best though. That's me." And he starts swigging as he walks out, and he's stumbling as he goes. There are still bottles on the side for you, Tim.
Yeah, Tim will grab what he can carry.
Yeah, so that's fine. You can grab them all, kind of like hugging them all at the same time. You make it back onto the deck. Everybody's cheering at the fact that you've bought a bunch of wine and stuff, and Zoro just kind of kicks up and he starts swigging this green liquid. Okay, let's go. I have more fights to win.
Booze.
I was drinking.
Booze.
Gruzeel will sigh a little bit at the sight of more booze turning up on the ship.
Everybody's got a drink. I bought this all for everybody's got a drink.
Thank you, Zoro. You're such a caring guy. Looking out for everyone.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm the best.
I
And
think you
he's
should go. Oh, he's gonna
So
collapse.
he swigs his drink, and Tim, you noticed that it was a lot fuller before. Now there's only like you don't know how he managed to get to
Doesn't
that so
bode well.
quickly. Okay.
Perhaps we should get you to bed, Zoro.
Yeah.
Ah, a nap. What a great idea. I could sleep. Yeah, I'll sleep in a hammock. That's right. I deserve a hammock. Yes, I do. And he's gonna walk down to the bed, the quarters area, and get himself in a communal hammock.
I thought they were all communal hammocks. Are they not?
Well, they're all communal hammocks, but if you're an officer of the ship, you might have a quarters section where you have your own room, essentially.
So I assume we're all in the communal ones, or is
You are all,
Alarias...
apart from Alarias. Alarias is the only one who has his own
Yeah,
quarters,
Makes sense. Cool.
because in on the ship. So Zoro goes downstairs. What do you guys want to do?
I'll probably retire as well. Sort of making notes on the doppelganger on my new pad.
Okay. So you get most of the notes. It's fresh enough in your mind for you to be able to note down most of the details.
Mhm.
I've got a
Everybody
job
else?
to do, so
Oh dear. Right. Yeah, you've got a job to do. Tim?
Yeah, relaxing for the rest of the night. I think early night. It's been a long one.
Early night. Okay. And Alarias? Before your job, you gonna?
Yeah, can I nap?
Yeah. You can
Like before.
trance
Right.
essentially if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna trance. So you're gonna get your short rest within your 4 hours quite comfortably. Kethra, essentially for this job, because it's remedial work and you're literally just going to be standing and chilling, it's still going to be a full short rest for you for the evening.
Sweet.
And the only thing I need you to do, Kethra, is roll one survival check, please.
do I add my proficiency because I'm proficient in water vehicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, worth mentioning that we're using those different rules now. That rather than
Yes.
standard.
Those watching or viewing, we are using gritty realism resting rules. And that basically means that a night's rest becomes a short rest, and a week of downtime is a long rest. Now, because of the whole ship travel thing, I imagine it's not going to impact at the moment. If it comes down to it, we'll revert back, but I have a feeling it's going to be all right. And on top of that, with long resting rules, downtime can still be used to do a bunch of other things. You don't have to be just sleeping the entire time.
Just comatose for a week.
Comatose for a week. No, that's ridiculous.
It's basically just not combat, really. You just don't get
Yeah,
into
it's
fights.
just not combat or any kind of encounters that would be not
So
aggressive.
if we were, say we were traveling for a week, and we
Mhm.
entered ship combat, I guess that would break
Ship
the week.
combat would cut your long rest, yeah, because it will be impactful what you do on that ship during the ship combat.
And we'd have to start again, I guess.
Yeah, or depending on how far through the week you are, I'll allow you to finish off.
Okay.
So if you're like, if you're 5 days in, I'd say, okay, you just need 2 more days of downtime,
Okay, cool.
essentially.
Play by ear then. Fair enough.
But if you like stop off and there's a shop and you go into the shop and then or the island or whatever and nothing happens and you just come back, that's still within downtime reasonability.
Yeah, cool.
Right. So, Kethra, what'd you get?
21.
21. So how fine. Savada remarks on how good of a navigator you're being. He thinks you're doing very well.
It's not my first time.
Oh, well. Savada had many people help navigate. Many not good. You do well. Honor in that. And he starts stroking his raven. Is there anything you want to do while you're on?
Is there anything I can do?
You can talk to Savada. You can look at your pistols for anything you might want to do with that. You can.
Well, I mean, I'm. Is he on the helm and I'm navigating, or is he?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. I'll probably do. No, because that would alarm people. No, I'll just mainly quiet and stoic in guiding.
That's like near near the end
alcohol, but that's about it.
When Alarias eventually comes out and starts coming up to the main deck, he says, look, you can go rest now. I like you. You're quiet.
Could you imagine if Gruzeel was doing it? He would just be talking the entire time.
She'll just nod to that, and she'll like whisper like good luck to Alarias and keep going to rest.
I don't need your luck.
Wow.
He's gonna giggle as he says that.
Okay.
So survival.
First things first. Roll a history check.
Okay. 17.
Okay. You remember how to do this. You kind of feel like you've done this a lot of times before. And knowing your heading, you're confident. You can roll with advantage on the survival check.
Okay. 15.
Yeah?
Yep.
It's fine, you navigate fine.
Sweet. So it starts coming back to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're nearing dawn. You're not quite there yet, but you're sure dawn is It's coming up soonish. Everybody is sound asleep, and essentially there are no riggers or deckhands out at the moment because the wind is good, the sails are open, and the only person that really needs to be there is Savador at the helm, and you're just there to help navigate, and if anything goes wrong, wake some people up to deal with that. And then you hear a slammed door. And you look over the banister to see on the main deck, Bloodbeard is out, and he's got one of his katanas out, and he's kind of looking around mad, and then he looks up at you, and his eyes are wide and crazed, and he runs at you. Can you roll a grapple check?
Wow.
So athletics or acrobatics.
Shit. Okay.
That escalated.
What have you done?
Oh well, I'm fucked. 5.
Yeah, so he pins you, and you kind of see his eyes are wide, and they're kind of looking at you, kind of looking past you. And he just says, "Oi, let him go, you bastard! Can't you see what we're doing? Can't you see what it is?" And at this point, Savador breaks in and grabs him. And you can see that Savador is pulling him off you, and he says, "Captain, wake! Captain, wake!" He smacks him around a bit. He says, "Captain, wake!" And you see that Bloodbeard starts huffing, and he puts his katana to Savador's throat, and then he's like,
Jesus
Aye.
Christ.
This is bad news.
Fucking sleepwalking.
He puts his katana back in. He says, "Aye, it was a nightmare again." And Savador says to him, "Yes, nightmare. That day? Aye, that day. Alarias, I'm sorry, don't say this to any of the others, alright?"
Is there anything you want to talk about? I mean, you almost killed me and Salvador.
No,
Could have got ugly.
I need to think. And he sort of solemnly walks back towards his quarters, and Savador turns to you, and he just says, "You don't remember, do you?"
No, what the hell's wrong with Bloodbeard? What happened?
Before Captain Pirate, Captain was on vessel. Captain didn't realize vessel held slaves. I, Savador, was slave. Captain freed me and others, but had to kill fellow officers. Never been same. Has nightmares sometimes. Good man.
But unhinged.
So that night, he killed all his officers. That comes to haunt him. Has that happened a lot?
Since hunting artifact, since knowing fleet involvement, more common. But has happened before.
Wait, was the crew and the vessel he was on, was he part of the fleet?
Once. Did not know how bad they were.
Jeez.
Alarias, it's rare that someone who isn't close to Captain sees that. You are close, though you don't remember.
Don't tell others. Last thing need is a vote because the captain had to do something horrible to do something good.
I understand that. I'll keep my mouth shut. I won't speak a word of this to anyone else. You have my word.
Thank you.
And he gets back towards, puts his both hands back onto the helm, kind of shrugs a little bit, and he sort of hooks his raven onto his fingers, and he just shoos him off so he can fly for a little bit. And as the raven kind of flies into the distance, you can see that the suns begin to rise. Solnus and Solric come up, the red and white light from each of them blazing the sky with a blood orange glow.
Nice.
And the morning comes and you all wake up. What would you like to do? Anything in particular?
Probably not. I'll probably ask. Assuming Kethra's around, just ask her how her shift was.
You'll all meet at breakfast.
Alright. So, Kethra, how was the navigating?
Navigating line?
Oh, I should say, Alarias, you will also be at breakfast. Sabda will show you off when a few more deckhands come on.
Cool.
Yes, how are the night duties?
Oh, it's pretty quiet, really. Not much going on.
Best way, really.
It's a night on a ship. It's always pretty quiet.
Yeah. Just scoffing down breakfast.
Yeah.
Not drawing any attention to myself.
Yeah, what is for breakfast? What's served? Is there a menu or is it the same stuff to everyone?
Oh, it's the same stuff to anyone. You've got biscuits,
Yes.
an orange,
Hmm.
and
Yep, get rid of that scurvy.
yep, to avoid scurvy, and basically a small bowl of porridge.
Excellent.
Classic.
Water porridge, by the way, not milk.
Lovely.
Oh. Are the biscuits like rock hard as well?
Oh yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
Zoro just putting
Oh, they
beer
are
in his
dried.
porridge.
Yeah, yeah.
You put them in the porridge to soften them up.
True.
Lovely.
The orange is just like dessert.
Partially that, partially to avoid you all getting scurvy.
Oh, I guess we have to do this for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do? Any particular duties on board the ship you might want to try to involve yourself with specifically, or just be
No.
deckhands getting ordered around?
Yeah, probably
Tim
that.
needs to learn the ropes, so definitely obeying orders for the start.
I will be trying to learn as much about mostly the creatures of Flood, but I suppose inadvertently I'll end up learning a little bit about Flood generally. But his main focus is creatures, so he'll probably be working his way through the crew, talking about any, the creatures they've come across, they've fought, its behaviour. Granted, he's not expecting much,
Mm.
because, deckhands and people like that, most crew will most likely just fought people rather than monsters themselves, but he'll get whatever he can, and if he does ever get, useful info,
Yeah.
he'll note it down. One thing he is especially trying to get note of is ghosts in this world, because obviously he knows ghosts from Chrysia, but he wants to make sure, because this is a ghost ship, he fully expects to fight a ghost there. He wants to make sure that the ghosts here are basically the same as over there. They behave in
Okay.
the same manner.
Right, so you're going to start with deckhands and kind of working your way around them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Tim would naturally attach to Gruzeel, seeing as they're both sort of the newcomers and fish out of water. If he was asking about animals and sort of wildlife of the flood, I would imagine Tim would know a lot of aquatic wildlife, right?
You
From sort
you
of
would
water
know
surroundings.
generic aquatic wildlife, fish, You would have had a few dolphins come by,
Mhm.
some whales in the distance, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nothing particularly mythical in
Okay.
the sense of, you know what I mean.
But then even that's useful because even
Yeah.
though Gruzeel's things are just creatures, not necessarily monsters, but even like knowing which fish are good to eat, which plants are good to eat, which, what parts of the, a whale is useful, especially their blubber and what have you, and how to harvest it. So all of that basically, anything he can glean, anything he can get, he's going to try and.
Yeah. So Tim was basically going to offer that all the knowledge that he could in return for perhaps some business knowledge.
Yeah.
From Gruzeel.
Yeah, Gruzeel will part his knowledge on that. For
Needs some street smarts.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, I kind of want to let you guys decide on how that gets transferred across, but generally, I would imagine that Tim will be able to tell Gruzeel a lot about general marine life, fish, eels, perhaps even. Rays, what's possible to eat, what's not possible to eat. You wouldn't necessarily know like valuable things, Tim, but you'll know what's edible.
Yeah, well, see, like I said, that's part of it as well. Safety for consumption is just as good as selling.
And Gruzeel, your level of business knowledge, which would be completely reasonable for Tim to be accessible.
Yeah. I mean, the company is like successful. Like he's not running it into the ground. So.
He's not blagging it. I assumed it was a lie.
No. It's a true thing. It's true. I mean, I'll talk to you about Gruzeel's like Prissia stuff out of session, but yeah, he's a proper.
I was going to say it's
come
probably
up
worth
eventually,
messaging
anyway.
each other just a bit of detail about each other that you can learn.
Works.
Kethra and Alarias, what are you guys doing? Or are you going for any particular roles on the ship, like trying to work with a particular person or anything?
She'll be in the crow's nest. Kethra will be again.
Get in the crow's nest, cool. Okay. Alarias?
I'll be kind of getting my memories back and getting back into the role of boatswain.
Okay,
Just
so
getting
you'll
tabs.
probably
inventory.
spend the day with Salvador trying to regather your notes as well as his notes on top of your notes.
Exactly.
And you can immediately see the difference. There's like really neat handwriting with lists of what things are going, and then there's really overly scratchy scribbles and just like numbers that don't quite look like numbers that you probably have to verify.
Sweet.
Is it Salvador?
Kethra?
Is it Salvador that's got the nice writing? Because I think that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, who's the bad Ryan?
I don't know who's the bad writing.
Oh, I'd expect Salvador. Just by...
I mean, you'd expect, but is that the case?
I find it really funny if Salvador talks about himself in the third person, but has calligraphy style handwriting.
I think being an elf though, Alarias would have good handwriting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. Yeah.
That's fair.
Extra
Yeah.
dexterous. What is Salvador? A half orc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got the
yeah.
soft.
Not being racist at all, but yeah.
Oh, I think Alarias might comment on it.
Oh god.
On the handwriting.
Yeah.
You just see his frown deepen, and as his frown deepens, you can see more of his tusks,
Yeah.
and he's just like, Salvador tried. Salvador good at sailing. Salvador good at killing. Salvador good at lifting. Salvador not good at writing.
Yeah, we need to work on that, but for now I can go with the handwriting.
Right. Very glad you're taking your role back. Kethra, so you're in the crow's nest.
Uh-huh.
Melarin will pop by every so often, but while you're there, can you roll me a perception check? That is your function.
Good old maths. That's a 13.
13? Okay, it's fine. So everything's pretty smooth sailing, everything's going fairly well. The sun is quite high, and suddenly, whoosh, you all lurch forward. Tim and Gruzeel, can you both roll dex checks for me? Dex savings throws.
Dex saving, right. Fuck.
Tim?
Yep. 4.
4.
Nat
Sorry,
one.
just doing it on the.
That one.
Nat
Nat 1.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm off the ship.
So as you get... I'll bring you back to the cutlass. So as you get lurched forward, you are thrown face first into the main deck. That's 1 point of bludgeoning damage for you, Gruzeel. Tim, you fall, but as you fall, you immediately recoil into your shell, and you just kind of skid across
Very nice.
the deck.
I was going,
Do I knock anyone
then-
out?
I need a shell, man.
You probably hit Gruzeel a little bit further,
It's okay, Tim.
Take another damage.
I'll forgive you.
and there's a few like deckhands that have kind of fallen on their arse and rolled over, and a few people have done. Kethra, you hold strong, and most of the and Alarias, you're okay as well. Nobody can see Zoro on deck.
Probably still sleeping, knowing him.
Yeah, that's probably what we expect.
How long is this still in the next day? This is still.
Yeah, this is the next day, so you've had a short rest in between. Oi, we've hit a reef! And Bloodbeard rushes down to the lower decks, and he takes Bryn, the little halfling girl who doesn't look all with it, down. And after a few moments, Bloodbeard comes up and he says, "Right, we've hit a reef, and that reef has damaged the outside of the ship. It hasn't quite all the way pierced through. Bryn's currently fixing it. I need a few people to go check the outside. Right, and he picks you 4 out, and he goes, right, I need you to dive down and just take a look at... Oh, this is where I've forgotten which is the port side and which is the starboard side.
Port is left.
Thank you. Right, go check the port side of the ship and make sure that it's not too bad damage-wise. Just give me a damage report, alright?
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
guessing we can.
And I want all 4 of you to make sure that I got an accurate representation.
Sure.
Yes.
What am I looking for?
Damage
Oh.
to the ship.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right, especially want the other 3 because of you.
Do you want
Right.
us to fix it? I mean,
If
I
you
just-
can, that'd be grand. But if you can't, just tell me what the damage is.
Okay.
We'll talk to Bryn. She's best carpenter in these waters.
So I guess I just pick the closest side and... So I'm going to have to get in the water for this. I
You are all going to have to get in the water for this. My question is,
There's no boats or
what are you
like
getting in the
rowboats.
water with?
Is there any
No,
row-
he's asking you just to jump in.
Yeah.
Right.
Tim will jump in.
I probably wouldn't take weapons. I wouldn't take my shield or my sword with me.
Okay, so you're just
Um,
diving in.
Yeah, what, I think I'm just wearing normal
What about-
armor.
Would the shell like
I'm wearing
weigh you
leather.
down?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I wouldn't take my like bag. I would literally just be wearing nothing but my leather armor, and that's it.
No,
Okay.
no, but would Tim like float with his shell?
No, so
Okay.
essentially it would be a
You don't
bit
want
like
to
a belly flop situation. So the shell would belly flop, but then it would slowly sink.
All right.
It depends on if he's exhaling or if he's inhaling.
I mean, he's a turtle. He's got a swim speed, surely. So he probably
No, so he'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
No problems.
So Alarias, what are you going in with? I will say
Just one
now,
of those.
your books, like your
Oh, no,
spell
yeah.
book, will get soaked unless
yeah,
you've got something to
yeah, I'd
protect
put all of that like in my room. I
it. Okay.
don't need my staff or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, you're swimming down with that. Kethra?
I'll take a longsword, but apart from that, just have her clothes on.
Are
Like
you
that,
okay? So you're leaving your pistols where? On deck?
I assume she's got, because she can't have all her backpack stuff on.
No.
During the day.
So she's leaving it with her.
Yeah, she'll have
Hammer,
it with her normal
essentially.
stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And she'll wear the slippers of Spider Climb.
Ah,
And
okay.
what she'll do is she'll just basically walk up and down the side of the boat.
Grand.
It's
Okay.
gonna look so weird.
So with underwater situation, you have a held breath of 1 minute plus your constitution modifier minutes.
Cool.
So can I just get that for everybody?
So the number of minutes, yeah?
Do I just have unlimited?
You have 3. Yeah, you're all right, Tim, because you can breathe underwater.
3.
You have 3.
Got
Alarias? You got 2. Okay, so Alarias is 2 minutes, the other 2 have 3. That's fine. So you all, if you want to drag your characters, because you should have control of them. Although Gruzeel might not. Because we
Probably
changed
not.
his.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So if you all want to dive, port side.
Oh, I can't move him.
No, you can't. Jesus.
The only way I remember was that port is the same number of letters as left. Is there a reason?
Yes,
Anyway, I know.
thank you. I got
Oh.
to use that.
No
Okay,
reason.
try now.
Sweet, yeah. Thank you.
And Tim, can you move your guy?
No, I cannot. Oh, yes,
Try
I can.
now. Okay, cool. Right, so you all dive off the side and begin to swim down. So
I
you
walk down the ship.
and you're going to walk down the ship. So you're going to walk down, and you're going to find you're about
Got a flex on us.
7 or 8. No, wait, yeah, 6 or 7 feet down. You're walking on the side. They're swimming down, and you see this reef, and it's a huge reef, and it seems really weird because it's just sort of extended as like a single pillar out from the ocean depths. And you're looking
Sure,
around
reef.
for the. Are
Yeah.
you
Can
looking
we-
at the reef or looking at the damage? Or
Can I roll
Uh,
perception?
I
Yep.
want
to
to
see
look
if
at the reef.
Yeah,
Okay, you wanna
Tim's
look at
definitely
reef? Alarias,
gonna
you wanna
swim
look
towards
at-
the reef.
I would
okay,
be
you're
look-
all looking at the reef.
well, I'd be looking at the ship because that's what I was told to do.
Okay, Gruzeel is looking at the ship. The rest are looking at the reef. Could you all roll perception, please?
16.
16. Okay.
14.
18.
14. Okay. Tim.
Sorry, I forget I have to type it every single time. Oh, that's in that one.
Wow.
Okay. That one for Tim.
It
Even
sounds
though
like
he's the only aquatic creature.
Yeah,
I
know.
Too busy
So
showing
he's
off that
swimming
he can breathe
around
underwater.
looking at this reef, and he's just like. So
Looking at
Tim,
the
for you, it's
fish.
just like it's just a reef.
Tim's still in his shell.
That's a good day.
Tim's in his shell looking out, and it's like it's too dark. It's just too dark. Alarias and Kethra, you look at this reef, and it looks fairly normal to you, apart from that. There's a bit on it that doesn't look attached. Actually, there's 2 bits on it that don't really look like they're attached to the reef, but kind of just rested on top. But it looks like it's reef, it just seemingly separated.
How far down are these 2 bits?
Well, this is about another 15 foot down. You'd have to remove yourself from the ship.
I'm gonna go for it.
What are these bits? Are they just like grassy?
They just don't look like they're part of the ship. They're very long kind of shape. The water's quite blurry, so you can't quite fully make it out, but they look like they're just not connected to this reef, but they look like the reef.
Yeah,
Just gonna go for it.
I'll go investigate behind Kethra.
Okay, so you're swimming closer. Remember, your speed is halved.
She's gonna have a. As she gets closer, she'll go to like a half swim with her sword, hand on her sword.
Okay, that's cool. Gruzeel,
Mhm.
the ship is damaged, and it looks like it was the reef that hit it, but it looks like something else kind of hit it as well.
Can I?
Kind of like something that had 3 points to it,
Not like a trident.
perhaps.
I'll see. Well, I mean, he can. Well, yeah, he'll probably figure that little part out. But so he's hit. Looks like he's hit by a trident and the reef.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? Well, I guess again that because it's what I'm there to do. Can I guess inspect the damage to the ship, so I can report back to the captain what the extent of the damage is.
Okay. This time roll. Yeah, actually roll perception again because you're still looking, but this time you're looking a bit close. Actually, you know what? You can have this because you're getting really close and looking at it. So you think that it should be fine, but you probably want someone to come reinforce this bit. You could sail with it, but it's a weakened point of the ship.
Which on the bottom you don't want.
Which on the bottom you do not want. So you're kind of looking at this for a little while.
I mean, as soon as I've investigated that, I would go back to the ship, like go back up for air and relay that information before going back and finding out where the hell everyone else went.
Okay.
Obviously acknowledge that they've gone deeper for whatever reason, but...
So, before you're sort of able to swim up just yet...
Okay. Lovely.
Combat.
Yeah, underwater combat. With no
You
weapon.
feel something grab your leg,
Oh no! Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
and that's specifically Gruzeel.
Glad I brought my sword.
I did not
I
bring...
can't do-
I didn't bring
I
mine.
can't do anything.
No, you can
Oh,
fire
yeah.
spells underwater.
Oh yeah, firebolt. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, that's that might not
I
work.
can use thunderwave. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave might work.
Thunderwave would be great.
Underwave will work.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Sorry,
so.
hold
Yeah,
on.
it's just a shockwave, isn't it? So you could easily
Yeah,
do
but
that.
would it like affect?
Have you seen the impact of a shockwave on a balloon underwater? It pops it.
A shockwave will be fine. That will do something, but yeah, the firebolt will fizzle out. You will know that. So
Yeah,
something
yeah.
grabs you, and I'm just going to maneuver you guys. As you go down, you notice that in this reef, there are two humanoid shapes in the reef, and they look like they're part of it, but they really aren't, and they're either side of this reef. And
Is that all we can assume are the bits that we saw from above? Was there more to what we saw as we got closer?
to the actual reef, or
Like
The two resting things.
We saw two resting things. Are they the two resting things?
yeah, sorry, they are the two resting things.
Okay.
As you get closer, you basically see that they are humanoid in shape, and you haven't seen anything like it before. Can we all roll initiative? There is a single surprise round for one person.
I wonder who. Alright,
I have my
19.
sword ready.
5 for me.
19. I know what I'm going to do, but it's just... Yeah, it's the only thing I can do.
I've got 7.
Okay, hold 1 second for me.
Don't know, yeah, it should be alright. Well, I suppose I've always got an arm strike, but...
Okay, Alarias, what'd you get?
7.
Gruzeel, what'd you get?
19.
Right. Kethra, what'd you get?
13.
5.
Still on that shell.
And obviously Zoro is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so there is one thing that's just gonna happen. Let me get up.
Do I recognise the monster? Or creature? Thing? Humanoid? In
You've
any way?
never seen one of these before.
Okay, cool.
As you look down at this thing that's groping your leg,
Would they not be... I'm guessing they don't compare to a Sahagin or a Koatoa in any way.
nope, they look very. They look similar in the fact that they're seemingly for the water
Yeah.
in structure, but they don't look like one
Just
of
a
those.
humanoid aquatic thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because obviously he would have seen those fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
How, for reference, how long have we been in the water already?
You would have only been in the water for about 30 to... I'm going to say 36 seconds. So you're coming about halfway up into your first minute. Right, so, Gruzeel,
Mhm.
we are now kind of in combat. Does a... What's my attack?
I suppose my armor class is going to be down by 2 actually, so it'll be 13.
Mm-hmm. Can you roll? Yeah. So he's basically grabbed you by the foot and he's thrown this net over you.
Great.
Can you roll a strength check to see if you can free yourself?
Check, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? 16.
Oh yeah, you break apart.
Claws, just getting the claws in through each of the little strands and just like ripping it.
Yeah, so you pull it off and you throw it away, and this makes him mad. Like, he's angry and he kind of growls at you, and you just hear from like bubbled bursts.
Do I understand it?
No.
Well, it's not Aquin.
Well, what languages do you speak? Aquin and...
Aquin. Oh shit! I think I might have like deep speech or abyssal or something as well. Just as I get back to you.
No, you're all right. If it's one of those,
Yeah,
it's
abyssal
you're
and deep
okay.
speech.
It's not that.
Have I seen these before
and-
though? Sorry.
No, you haven't.
Cool.
You haven't seen these before either. Gruzeel, it's your go.
Right. I'm going to do the only thing I can do. I don't know how we discussed this was going to work underwater, but how does my breath work underwater?
Poison.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
poison.
It's poison, so it's fine.
So it'll work,
Whether it does anything is obviously a different thing.
and it'll work, and it'll kind of spread. So essentially, it just kind of fades and dissipates after the breath.
Right.
But we decided that it would work, but it would also go through. Like, for example, I think the question was when Tim was underneath
Yeah.
the nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
it was whether the poison would hit him because of the water, but
Yeah.
it would diffuse into it. So
So it would affect him. So
It
they
would
take,
affect
they
him.
would take the damage.
so it will affect this guy.
I am going to breath weapon him, basically.
Okay,
So it's a 15-foot cone. He has to do a Constitution saving throw.
go.
He's 12 to beat. I do the damage regardless, just whether he takes half or not.
What is it to beat?
12.
Yeah, he gets a 13. He beats it.
Okay, so he only takes three poison damage. So
Okay.
that's half of. I rolled 6, so he gets half of that.
Okay. Right, he takes that. So next is Kethra.
I'm gonna two-hand my longsword
Mm-hmm.
and take on the first guy in front of me, basically.
This one on the right.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Stay in the bloody thing.
You have disadvantage on the attack because it's a slashing weapon.
Okay. That's 14 total.
Just hits.
Yeah. That's it's just two hands at D10. That's 11 damage.
11.
Uh-huh.
Guy's pissed.
Interestingly, creatures and objects that are fully in water have resistance to fire damage. They're not immune. Which is interesting.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Which is interesting. So you could, in theory,
okay.
use it. It would like
Oh.
half fizzle out before it hits the target. Which is bizarre, but no.
This is right. That's that one.
But yeah,
Apologies. Right, and next. Huh. Well, he's very pissed at you, so he's going to attack you.
How's he looking?
He's not very happy. And he looks like you cut him pretty deep. It's a nat 20.
oh dear.
Oh shit.
It's alright. I actually got stuff I actually remember to use instead of Haiss.
So that's 7 damage to you.
Okay.
At this level as well.
Mm-hmm.
Damage.
That would have been a one hit for me.
Yeah.
that would have been one for you.
Yeah, you definitely
The other thing I should let you know is in underwater combat, if anybody goes unconscious, you will be making death saves until someone takes you into a place where you can breathe. This isn't the case for Tim, but the rest of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're over to his friend. And he sees you as the threat, Kethra.
Of course.
So he's going to swim up to you as well.
Shit. That's not good.
Oh, I'd roll for him. Yeah, so that misses. So he swings, he throws his trident at you, and he just misses, like, just underneath your arm while you're floating around trying to steady yourself for the next attack. Okay, Alarias, what do you want to do?
I was gonna Thunder Wave, kill
Do it
Kethra.
anyway. Do it.
No, I'm gonna hit you.
Do it. Do it, dude.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh,
Do it! It's your
Even
initial
if she's-
plan!
Kethra's doing.
I want to do
Fucking
it,
do
but...
it. Do it. Fucking do it.
Does it need any verbal components?
It says, oh, it's VS. What's that?
It's going to need verbal components.
So yeah, you can't talk underwater, so...
I mean, you can.
I can talk to myself.
You can,
Me.
but it's going to cost you a minute of air.
Oh.
Not a minute. That's harsh.
What? Jesus!
It's
I've
going to
only got
cost
2
you.
minutes.
It's going to cost you 12 seconds of air, which is 2 rounds.
Okay. How far?
Have you
am I
ever
down?
tried to talk underwater while holding your breath?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not easy.
No, it's-
What 12 seconds is lenient.
Kind.
Very
Yeah,
lenient.
Okay, I'll go for the Thunder Wave.
Okay, you're going to go for the Thunder Wave, lose the 12 seconds of breath.
Yeah.
That's on top of you're holding it for this 6-second round, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So they got to beat 14 on Constitution save.
14 on a Constitution save.
Okay,
Okay, let me
Beat
double
him.
check that.
2D.
Okay.
So minus 36, minus 6. Okay.
Okay, so one takes full damage, one doesn't.
Oh, nice.
How much damage is that?
13 total.
13 total, so what is that halved?
It's
6.
6.
6.
6.
Oh dear.
So the guy that Kethra slashed gets blasted back, because doesn't Thunderwave push him
10.
away as well?
10 feet, yeah.
10 feet. Kethra, how'd you do on that saving throw?
Oh, I've got a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Unnatural.
Unnatural 20. Okay, so you passed, but you still take half the damage, right?
Do you with Thunderwave? I don't know. Is it? 'Cause
Yeah.
some cantrips you don't take any at all. If you, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's Thunderwave's a spell,
Oh, is
not a
it?
spell
Yeah.
trip.
Fair enough. My bad.
Take half.
So this one's dead. I've forgotten what all the emotes are that I can add to this guy to be like, you're a
Your
dead
red
guy.
cross.
There we are. Right, that guy's dead. That guy is hurt and thrown backwards in the water, and basically is reeling back in and looking up at you now, Alarias. Kethra, I think if you take that 6 damage, are you?
I'm death saves.
You are death saves.
Mhm.
That's good to know. So you're at 0.
What's message?
Tim, you're next.
Wait, can I use like an extra action to message the captain or the crew to get people down?
No, because you use your action to cast the spell.
Unless
Oh, his
message.
message not.
Unless it has
It's
a.
not
Is
extra.
message a bonus action?
No, it's action.
I don't know.
Oh, it's action. Okay, so you can't.
Never mind.
Just to let you know, like, on board the top of the crew was a little cutscene back. They're just like,
Yeah,
You
I
don't hear
wanted
any of the
like.
slashing.
Well, no, they hit it 300.
they can't even hear that because you're like, you're about
Underwater.
25 feet underwater right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it emits a thunderous boom, audible out to 300 feet.
Ah, that is a fair point, sir.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now let's see.
Water
then we
would-
are
yeah, the water.
underwater.
Water, yeah, but it wouldn't
So
defeat
it'll-
all of that.
it'll-
It was definite
You'd
out.
still
like a
hear
car
it.
underwater.
Yeah, but not
A
that
th-
far.
but that powerful one.
Thunderous boom.
It's
Yeah.
an explosion underwater. Like if a mine went off on like
Nope.
25 feet underwater, you'd
Yeah.
know about it.
And, like,
I'm
there'll be
literally
vibration.
rolling for all of the crew to see who hears it, and I haven't rolled anything above a 6.
Wow.
I bet
This is insane.
the Kethra also be knocked back onto the back. No, she succeeded.
She'll be knocked, definitely, but she won't be, because if he was this way, I'd imagine you'd get knocked that way, actually.
But it's only if you fail you get knocked back.
Oh yeah, you passed, didn't you? So you won't be knocked back at all. You'll just be floating.
Yeah,
Managed to-
you'll start to rise though, wouldn't you? Just slowly.
Well, actually, she's exhaling, so technically she'd begin to sink.
Yeah, when you
Right.
unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious people think.
Fair enough.
Not that I'm trying to make this hard.
Well, that's a job for Tim.
Anywho,
You know.
Tim,
That's a Tim job.
Yeah.
Tim? what would you like to do?
Right, is one of them wounded at all?
Kethra's
Sorry.
unconscious.
Kethra's unconscious.
Right, let's
One-
deal with that first.
Yeah. One of the.
Unconscious and underwater.
Yeah.
Unconscious is stable, right?
Not
No.
yet stable.
no.
She's doing death saves.
Death save.
So I'll use spare the dying because I can use that at will and at range with my cleric things, right?
Okay,
It's touch.
yet. I think it's
I've got
touch,
a
isn't it?
bonus thing
Okay.
that makes it a 30 feet range.
Oh,
I
okay,
think it's
okay,
for the
cool.
grave domain.
Ah.
Oh yes, yes. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I think it might be a bonus action. Yeah, it's a bonus action as well. I'm not
Okay,
sure
so
if
you
it is
can
anyway.
spare the dying on Kethra. Kethra. Now you don't have to make death saves. You are technically stable, but until you reach the surface, you cannot regain any hit points or wake up.
What about for
She's still
healing?
unconscious.
So you're still unconscious. Yeah.
What about for healing?
She can't breathe. She needs to go up to be able to breathe, to be able to then come back down. You
Okay.
can give her as much healing as you like, but she won't be able to breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
okay.
can still be
You get the
You-
healing, but you
so
wouldn't be unconscious.
Essentially, you'd get the healing, but you wouldn't
You'd be unconscious.
breathe.
You'd be
You'd
unconscious.
still be unconscious.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, and being unconscious underwater is probably going to lead to death. So
Yeah, but I can always dash up to get air once I'm conscious.
Yeah, but you need to be like the
Needs to get breath.
Yeah.
best chance for you to
You'd
be
start
conscious
drowning,
is someone
yeah.
to take to
Yeah.
air.
You'd be,
Tim's going to try and carry Kethra up. That's
'cause-
looking out for the teammates.
yeah, because if
Uh,
you gained HP, you'd basically be awake, but you'd be drowning essentially. You'd be awake
Yeah.
underwater.
Yeah, but I can move faster than on my own. And
But if you came back to
Yeah, but you're
life, you would take like a
unconscious.
deep breath in, wouldn't you? Like generally, when people do the Heim, you take sharp intakes of air when you come back to.
You'd be
I don't
healed, but
think-
you'd still be unconscious
I don't
until
think
you
you're
take that
waking- yeah, you're
inhalation
not
of
waking
breath.
up
You
underwater.
can wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still say you wake up, but you'd still be drowning. I agree, you'd still be drowning, but you'd still wake up. The healing aspect of it doesn't stop you being woken up.
Pretty sure underwater rules. If someone wants to look this up right now, that'd be perfect.
I think. Well, it depends. What would get Kethra up? Because in any case, if she's,
Literally, You could throw her up and she'd get to the surface.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not that
just
far. You're
depends on how
25
many
feet, aren't
rounds.
you? So you could easily get her up there in no time.
yeah. that was my plan. I'll just take it to the surface.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, like your speed's halved. Hers, not her. Tim's speed is not. So used to
Nice.
playing her. Anyway, so next in the list of combat is we've got. Oh wait, no, Tim, that was your. Are you going to use your action to throw her up? Or?
My action was taking her up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So basically, by the end of Tim's turn, Kethra, you will be awake. If he, you will essentially be able to get breath, and you are now stable, and someone can heal you with no problem, and you will wake up and take a lovely inhalation
So
next turn.
I don't know whether this helps with the conversation we were just having.
hmm
When you're out of breath underwater, so when you run out of those minutes,
Mm.
you start suffocating, and basically you survive for con number of rounds. So constitution number of rounds. After that disappears, you drop back to 0 and start dying again.
Precisely.
That's what suffocating rules are. So that's
Okay.
Player's Handbook 183
Suffocating.
is
Okay.
suffocating.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure there is a rule though that says you can't regain hit points.
I don't know
while
about that, but yeah,
without
it's
breathing.
worth research.
But I'll look it up. For all intents and purposes at this point, it doesn't really matter because
Yeah, yeah.
you're at the surface.
I'm sure it'll come into some other point.
Anywho, we're to the guy that's going after Gruzeel. So, This guy's going to attack you as his thing didn't work. So that's an 18. I'm assuming that hits, Gruzeel.
Yes, definitely. I've got 13 AC. Because I left my shield behind. Like a fool. Next time,
Okay, I'm
pick the
just
scimitar.
gonna do this in both.
Interesting
might
though,
as
yeah,
well.
like piercing weapons are quite good underwater because you're not swinging them.
And he gets 14 on his second attack. I'm assuming that hits as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's 3 damage for the first attack.
Damn.
And 5 damage for the second one. So that's 8 damage total. Piercing.
Shit. Okay.
And he's just kind of piercing you with one hand at the moment,
Mhm.
trying to he's trying to go and grab the net that's currently sinking.
But it's ripped though.
No, you pulled it off.
Oh, did I? I thought I ripped.
but
Okay,
you
fine.
didn't quite rip it.
Fine.
I was going to say you ripped it, but then I saw the rules around the net, so
Fair enough.
that was wrong. Okay, so you took 8, so that brings you down to that. And Gruzeel, it's your turn again.
I don't even know what else I can do apart from try and kick him. Because I don't
You
have
can do an unarmed strike, that's fine.
Yeah, because I don't think I have anything else. Everything else of mine is up on the thing. Because like my bag of tricks and everything's on there.
Hmm.
So, how close am I to the hull of the ship?
Oh, it's probably about, because he tried to drag you down and throw the net over you, it's probably about 6 feet in front of you. Reachable.
Reachable. Now, would this be a bonus action or an action to hit the hull? To just bang on it?
I'd allow it as a bonus action if you're
Okay.
just trying to get attention.
Basically, yeah. So that's what I want to do. I want to just bang on the hull of the ship for attention.
Mm.
Just like, a few times. And then I guess all I can do is just kick him. Kick the whatever it is.
Okay, could you roll 2 attack rolls, please? One for the ship, one for him.
So ship first. Disadvantage, I assume.
Yeah, they're all
Same
disadvantaged.
roll, both times. So Dex. So yeah, like 19. No, 18.
It won't be dex, it'll be strength.
Of course. So 18, 17 to hit the ship.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very loud to you. I will do some checks in the background. Can you roll an attack against him now, please?
Oh dear. Oh dear. 6. Damn the disadvantage.
6.
6.
Yeah, you miss him.
Yeah.
Okay. Kethra, we were back to you when you were on the surface and you are stabilized. Essentially, someone just needs to heal you when you'll wake up. But could you just roll a d4 just to see, for a laugh, how long you would be unconscious for?
Would have Tim have
3.
seen me on his way up or not?
Hmm?
Would Tim have seen me on the way up?
Tim, no.
Okay.
Because he swam to Kethra and then I imagine swam straight up.
That's fine.
So he
fine.
wouldn't have been looking back.
That's okay. 3 hours.
3. Okay, so 3 hours of unconsciousness. Apparently. We are down to the other guy who's going to see that you guys swam away and he's going to swim back towards Alarias, noting that he's now the threat.
Oh dear.
Dan is the threat.
That is a threat.
Dan is the threat.
I'm Augus's squishiest.
Yeah. Like glorious 6 HP.
Come on, someone
Okay,
should
so
have
that is... I think that's going to hit you, Dan. That's a 16.
Yeah, easy hit.
He's holding it with 2 hands as well because he's super pissed.
Does he not have a shield? What's that? What is that?
No. He's holding them with 2 hands. I'll show you the picture of what they look like. Oh, you are so lucky.
Stick.
So,
They look like that.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
God.
You see that?
Yeah,
your
they're pretty cool.
your blur background kind of messes it up a little bit.
Oh, is it? Hold on. Let me turn it off for a sec. Right. Let's try that again. So that is what they look like.
Wow.
Like a spear.
I see what you mean though. Yeah, they basically look like corals. Like
Mhm.
Greef.
Cool creature.
Mm.
Anyway, you're a lucky
Unlucky.
guy.
Yeah.
That is. What is that? That is 2 damage.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
Nice. I will take that happily.
Okay. That's 2 damage for you. So what are you down to now? 4?
Yeah.
And it's now your turn.
Hmm. I was just gonna go with an easy firebolt, but I might just use my other slot. Thunderwave this bitch.
Yeah? You want to Thunderwave it? You can Thunderwave it. No one's around you this time, so.
Mm.
Yeah, no one's around. Don't expect there to be any more enemies. Yeah, I'm gonna Thunderwave this dude.
Okay. So it's a
14.
dex save, right?
Constitution.
Constitution, sorry.
14.
What's the range on
He-
Thunderwave out of interest?
15
15
foot
feet.
cube.
15. Okay, fair enough.
He fails. So
Oh,
full
and he
damage.
takes 13 damage again.
I mean,
He dead.
yeah, he gets blown back.
Sweet.
Or forward, really. So,
Blown
get,
forward, yeah, technically.
so that,
Blown away from you, and you see his body just kind of. When you throw him back, you hear it as something snaps, and then he just.
Brutal.
That's satisfying. That is a
That was
satisfying snap.
I'm glad you like it. Right, who are we left with? Tim, what are you going to do next? You are on the surface of the water with Kethra. Kethra is unconscious, but
Mhm.
seemingly
I'll
breathing.
drop a healing word on Kethra, which would get her
Hey.
back in the fight, right?
Yeah.
So that's 1d4 plus 3.
Well, you as your grave thing, you heal him the max, don't you?
Ooh,
You
maybe.
heal the max possible
Yeah,
with a healing
yeah,
spell on a
that's
creature
right.
at 0 HP.
Oh, when they're on 0 HP, of course. Yeah, so that
Which
would
he is
be-
on. Oh,
7.
which Kethra is on, so. 7? Perfect.
Yeah.
You get 7.
Thank you, Sonny.
hey.
Can I reach the remaining one?
You can, if you look down, you'll see that Gruzeel is currently tussling with one, and you will be able to swim to it because it's
I have
25
I have-
feet down.
Okay, 25 feet down. I'm going to use Toll the Dead, so it needs to be a 13 Wisdom save, which is
13
That's-
wisdom save.
this is a cantrip.
Got a nat 1. What are you doing?
Nice. You are taking,
Is it taking damage?
yeah,
Mm.
Nice.
4 whole damage.
I'd say for that you probably do double damage because it's a crit fail.
Double damage, lovely. So 8 damage.
So that brings him down to.
The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment.
That's surely heard from the
So. Honestly, I swear to God, every time I've rolled for the perception check of the crew, nothing.
Wow.
Literally nothing.
Clearly the drinking
Minus-
started already.
Yeah, really poor. Really poor. Gruzeel, you just suddenly see it start to clench around its, well, what you assume is its ears, and it's just sort of breathing, and then it looks up at you, and you hear in kind of a gargled noise, but you can just about hear it go.
I'm just going to shrug.
Yeah, you only know Draconic and Common, right?
And Sylvan.
And Sylvan.
I know, hang on. I know Common, Draconic, Sylvan, and Undercommon. Which I'm assuming none of those things.
None of those. None of those.
What's undercommon?
It's a shame. It's a real shame.
Undercommon's like dirty back streets, slang almost, like black
The
market.
dark places of this
Street
world.
smart.
Yeah. Moss Isley,
Hobos. Moss Isley.
Moss Isley.
That's great.
Okay, so he's annoyed again, so he's gonna go for you again. This time
This could be very bad.
he's gonna just do an attack with his trident again. Oh, that's a definite hit.
Oh dear. I think that's, well, yeah.
And that is also a definite hit.
Yeah. I don't think I could survive it.
This time he's wielding it with 2 hands as well.
Yeah.
That first one's 4 damage.
Yeah, I'm out. Well, I'm out. Well, we'll see what the other
And that
is.
second one is 4 damage again.
So, 8. So I'm not dead, but I'm unconscious.
Okay, you are now unconscious. and it kind of looks you and grits its teeth, and then it looks at you, Tim, up near the surface, and it kind of grins. Its very sharp teeth poking out of its face.
Do your worst, beast.
So, Gruzeel will go past you because you're at 0 currently.
Would I do
Death
not do
saves.
well, death save, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you'll need to do a death save.
And that is a 2.
Yeah, that's a fail. That's your first fail.
Yep.
Kethra, it's you.
How far
Just
is
woken up.
How far is the from the surface to Gruzeel and this other creature?
Gruzeel has begun to sink. But they're about what do I say? 25 feet down. So you could make it with a dash, but you can't make it without.
Not doing anything.
I will also say that the spears or tridents that the other two were holding are currently floating up in the water because they're made
Near
of
enough
wood.
for me to grab one and throw it.
You could probably get away with reaching the one over here on the surface and then throwing it through, but it will be a disadvantaged throw at the creature.
It's better than nothing. I'll do it.
Go for it. You can swim over there fine, and you can grab the trident fine.
What do I add to the dex, right?
It's dex. It's a dex because it's a ranged throw.
Sweet.
There is no disadvantage with this attack because it's piercing.
Wait,
But you said it's the range.
Yeah. the fact
Oh
that you're-
yeah,
the
sorry.
fact that
Yeah,
you're
you
throwing
have
it.
disadvantage because of the range.
yeah.
Apologies.
It was just
Going
attacking
against my own
normally,
bloody
don't you?
rules.
That's dex. So that's 15, 16, 17 total.
Yeah, that hits.
And what do I roll?
So a d6
D6.
plus your dex.
Oh no, it's not disadvantage. Apparently.
It's disadvantage because of the range.
Within normal range, the attack has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that's thrown like a javelin, including
how
a
far's the
spear,
range?
trident, and dart.
It's the range because he's
is it?
throwing. Because the first range that's 20 feet,
Right.
it's
beyond
further
that.
than that.
Fine.
That's why it's
That makes
disadvantage.
sense. Okay, cool.
It's within range, but it's
Yeah,
too far away.
Oh, fair enough.
That's a 6 total damage.
6 total damage.
Yeah.
Okay. This plants into him, and you can see him grind on his sharp teeth a little bit, and kind of just pushes this trident out.
Clearly, I've got the beefy one. Why do I have the
Yeah.
beefy one?
I'm sorry, dude. It was the way the rolls went.
God damn
It
it.
must be like a 1. He must be on like 1 HP.
Alarias, you are next.
If we're just going by
Okay.
tokens, this guy's a different token, so he's most likely a stronger.
He's the leader.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm
Alarias, what do you
gonna
want to do?
firebolt him.
You're going to firebolt him?
So it's just resistance. So it's
Yeah, he will
just
have
half.
resistance to it, essentially, so
damage.
it'll half the damage.
Oh shit. That's 13 to hit.
Misses.
Fuck.
It flies towards him, and you see it just shimmer off his coral-like armor that's protecting his shoulder.
Okay.
Just spits off and fizzles in the water, multiple bubbles kind of fizzling out.
That's it, pretty much.
Tim?
Sorry. Is he still in range?
Of you could swim down to him, happily.
How's Gruzeel?
If you want to toll the dead again, you can.
Yeah.
Gruzeel is unconscious and beginning to sink.
Yeah. So that's gonna another. Oh, am I close enough to him to do spare the dying if it's 30 feet? Or I need to swim down?
You need to swim down a bit.
So yeah, swim down and spare the dying on him, which is my bonus action.
Okay, cool. So you are now stabilized, but waiting for breath currently until we...
Mhm. And how busted does this guy look?
He looks pretty hurt, but you could probably keep going for a little bit longer.
Okay, I'm gonna get as close to him and Gruzeel as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Which do I have double like swim speed?
No, you don't have double. You just have regular,
No,
but you can
just
dash.
regular. No, that's fine. I'll use another Toll of Dead for my action. So that's another 13 Wisdom save.
The dreaded word. You can dash.
You can dash. He saves on that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that no damage or?
That's no damage.
Doesn't
Okay.
do any.
He grits his teeth and he looks at you, and you kind of get the feeling that he's now kind of realised what you were trying to do to his head.
Oh dear.
And it's now him, and he's seen you, so he's going to swim up to you. And he's going to throw... No, actually, no, he's not. He's going to try to spear you with his trident, because he feels like his net skills aren't good enough today. Okay. That's an unnatural 20, which I'm assuming hits.
Yes. Yeah.
And the other one is 14.
No, that's not a hit.
Okay, so with the first one, he gets... Ooh!
Oh dear.
What a sound you want to DM to me?
That's 9 damage on the first.
Oh god. Right. Well,
Shit.
Tim's down.
Tim's down. Oh no.
So it's only the one guy left, so...
Yeah, well.
This guy's gonna clean up. He's got a hat, and the other two didn't.
Yeah. The hat of power.
How was just so different hair?
I think it's different hair.
It's just different hair on the thing. Okay, Kethra, it's
Slightly
you.
younger. Because I was able to swim over and grab this trident, I could swim back to Tim, and in the same turn, right? Without.
Tim had to swim down. I'll say yeah, even though it's difficult terrain, you could probably just about get to Tim.
Alright, I want to hit him with my sword.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Two-handing this.
It's a disadvantage because it's slashing underwater.
Yep, that's fine. That's fortunately that's a 14.
Ooh, yeah, that's a hit.
Come on, give me the good stuff. That's an 8 damage.
8 total.
8 total.
Beauty. You sink this slash through him, and he's bleeding, and you see blood kind of forming around him like a smoke, and he looks at you, and he really grits his teeth,
No.
Finish
and
him.
you see him suddenly just yelling at you.
Jeez.
Alarias, you're next.
So he's still alive.
Yeah.
He's still going.
Fuck.
Told you these are the high seas.
I mean, I guess I gotta kill him, but I can't want to save you guys.
Firebolt him, man. You can't.
I will
how
say,
bad-
you
You can
that
see
is
he
so
looks
bad.
very, very weakened, and you can kind of tell now he's just doing, like, he's fighting to the end because he's pissed off.
Death throes.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go for the firebolt then. Try and
Okay,
finish him off.
Firebolt.
Oh, okay, that's much better. That's unnatural 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Do the damage.
It's a D10.
He's resistant.
Oh, 4. Fuck's sake.
2. Still going.
Oh, this is so weak.
It's literally like, bam, and just this fire kind of seals up some of his wounds at the same time. And you see him look, and he's kind of considering his options. He's gonna attack Kethra because she just attacked him,
And she's closer.
and she's closer. 4 attack on the first one, that's a 7.
So miss.
Next one's a 15.
Just.
Just a hit. And that is 4 damage for Kethra.
She's still going.
He's still
Nothing.
going.
Just
He's
that's
alright.
nothing.
He's a little bit more sluggish now, and even though he's used to the water, you can see him kind of just being a little bit more sluggish. Gruzeel, no, you got stabilized, so we don't need to worry about you. You are sinking though.
Yeah.
And we'll go with suffocation rules for now. So you've probably you've got
2
Plus-
rounds.
2 rounds, so you've
So it's
got
my
one
one
more
round.
round after this. Kethra, see you.
She's gonna hit him again.
Yeah, go for it.
Got nothing else to do. That's a 15. So 9 total damage.
9 total damage. How do you want to do this?
Off with his head.
You reel back. You get your sword up, much more used to the water at this point. You slice across. You see his head just in slow motion rip away from his body and blood just diffuse out everywhere. Combat has now ended.
She'll point to Tim and to you, Alarias, and then she'll point herself and to Gruzeel. And she'll go for Gruzeel.
Okay,
Yeah,
Tim,
bring him
in
back
this
up.
time you're probably going to have to do at least 1 death save again.
Yep, that's fine. Should I do it now?
Yeah.
11. Killed it.
Cool, perfect, lovely. So I'm going to say that's fine. You guys can get everybody to the surface. Gruzeel, you are now able to breathe air, which means you can start getting healed again.
Yep. So what am I on?
Oi, what happened?
Ambush!
3 hours.
What were they?
I'll go and get one. I'll go get them.
Okay,
There with.
cool. As you go down there, the big one is just kind of sinking slowly down, whereas the other ones are kind of mid-float.
She'll get the biggest one first, 'cause that's probably the closest to her anyway.
Okay, just the head or the body or both?
Both.
Okay, both. It's going to take you a little bit longer to swim up, but that's fine. Okay, so as you go up, you eventually get to sling them on board, and he goes,
Oi, Colinth. Wretched creatures. Been getting a little bit more confident these days. Not too sure why, though.
Anything worthwhile on them?
Or you can take a few things off them. Lot of Carl-like features.
Do they normally have the that I can take, not Gruzeel, but I can take.
Oh, their tridents can sometimes be alright, but apart from that, not really. I'd say you did a pretty good job there. Well done for living.
and he snaps at Linter and sort of says,
Linter, I suggest you start looking at these bodies. Make sure nobody dies on my ship, eh?
So you guys didn't hear any boom?
No.
No boom of thunder?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Never mind.
I was also like, you full on exploded 2 of them. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a thunderous boom. You would have been proud, Captain.
I probably would. And with that, I think now is the time to end the session. So, next time, in Pirate Adventures,
why are the Coalinth so more confident now? Why is Zoro seemingly not on deck? Why did everybody nearly die?
Underwater. That's
Underwater.
Underwater.
Tune in next time to see if anybody dies in the next session.